When I reflected on the two parables presented in today's gospel, I could not help but think of the movie In the Heights, which premiered earlier this summer in June. The movie is a film adaptation of Lin-Manuel Miranda's first Broadway production before he created Hamilton. The story is about a Latino community dealing with the enjoyments and trials of everyday life. The song, entitled Paciencia y Fe, which is Spanish for patience and faith, has overlapping themes found in today's gospel stories of the buried treasure and the pearl of great price. The song is sung by the beloved matriarch of the barrio or neighborhood, Abuela Claudia, abuela meaning grandmother. The lyrics tell of the story of her life, the beautiful memories of her childhood in Cuba, the difficulty of her years in the USA, assimilating into a new culture and working as a house cleaner, and the joy of helping to care for her family of choice, the families of her neighborhood, Washington Heights in New York City. Like so many who have moved to the United States, life in their home countries, for a variety of reasons, pushed them to leave. They uprooted themselves and left everything they knew for better opportunities. This quest for a better life, however, was not without its own set of hardships and struggles. So Abuela Claudia cries out, Paciencia y Fe, patience and faith. The gospel story today tells us about the already and the not yet. Jesus tells his disciples two parables. The first one is about a person who finds a treasure and eventually buys the field in which it is buried. The second parable is about a merchant discovering and buying a valuable pearl. Encountering Jesus Christ in our lives and living in the kingdom of heaven is like finding the treasure or discovering the pearl. For some, the reality of Christ impacts them suddenly and decisively. For others, it is a result of a search. But in both stories, the one who wants the treasure and the pearl cannot immediately afford them. But the experience of what Jesus has taught and promised to them and to all of us impelled them to reorganize their lives. That's the not yet. So in order to eventually buy the field in which the treasure was buried and the pearl of great price, they sold everything they had. A not so easy task that took time and effort. In other words, they rearranged their priorities, made sacrifices, and uprooted their lives. The active effort we put into reorienting our lives toward Jesus Christ, that's the already. So, paciencia y fe. Just as reorganizing priorities, struggling through sacrifices, and leaving behind everything they know is the story of the buried treasure and the pearl of great price, it is also the story of the movie's character, Abuela Claudia. And not only hers. The story of the characters of In the Heights is also the story of my family and ancestors. Perhaps it has similarities to your story too. God willing, we will live in the kingdom of heaven, but not yet. And while we work on reorganizing our priorities and leaving all what was behind us, let us not lose heart. The kingdom, while it is what we hope for, is already at work in our lives. And as Abuela Claudia would put it, paciencia y fe, patience and faith.